Hey guys, welcome back to Tuesday Tips. It's been a while. I didn't post last week, so I hope you weren't waiting by your social media for my Instagram post because it didn't happen. I don't even have a reason. But good news is it gave me a lot of time to think about what I wanted to share with you guys today. And the topic I chose was aerobic training versus anaerobic training for fat loss. So we've talked about some things in the past to focus on for fat loss, and if you want to look super shredded, what to aim for your workout. So quick recap: to be shredded and to lose body fat and maintain muscle mass, one, you have to be in a caloric deficit, so taking in less calories than what your body needs each day. You also have to focus on some form of resistance training for your workouts. Therefore, your muscles are burning more calories at rest. I forgot how to talk for a second. And then you have to focus on recovery, so you're not stressing your system and your metabolism, again, can burn more calories at rest without any interruptions. So those are the three focuses that need to be in your practice for fat loss. I think weight loss is a loose term because, again, the scale shows us muscle weight and fat weight. So for fat loss, on top of that, cardio, it's awesome. It's not necessary for fat loss, but it is very important for your heart health and it helps you burn extra calories. But that's why I'm posting this. There's more to it than just that. I'm keeping secrets from you guys. So there's big differences in the two styles of training for cardio. So aerobic training versus anaerobic training. And when it comes down to the two, aerobic training is walking, biking, rowing. Tyler just walked in. Tyler, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Tyler, we're talking about aerobic training versus anaerobic training.
Let's talk about it.
What do you do for your cardio?
I stair climbed for 25 minutes today with a weighted vest on. So that was today's steady state cardio.
Did your legs burn?
My legs burned.
Lactic acid. Okay, anaerobic training. How high do you think your heart rate was?
Ooh, it was around 120 to 140.
Oh, That's actually lower than I anticipated.
Yes, that's been because I've been practicing.
How often have you been practicing?
Almost every day.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
High five.
No
All
bullshit
right.
fit.
Okay, sorry, that just happened. Gotta say hi to Tyler. So yes, back to the differences. Tyler did describe more so aerobic training. So aerobic training is when you are exerting energy at a constant rate, something like, I'm surprised stair climbing was that, because that's not how it is for me. But something like walking, rowing, biking, elliptically. Anaerobic training is the opposite. Anaerobic training is quick, it's explosive, it's powerful. And with anaerobic training, you're using a lot of energy in a short amount of time, and it's almost necessary to have to recover to repeat it. So anything that's explosive, like jumping or an explosive clapping push-up or a box jump or a barbell snatch, something that requires a lot of energy to perform this movement. Another example would be HIIT training, just because of how the intervals are set up. So the goal with HIIT is to almost max out in a minute and a half or whatever the time frame is for your intervals. And then you have time off, and that time off is almost double the amount of time worked. So say if it was a minute and a half, you might have 3 minutes of rest. The idea here, again, is to burn a lot of calories in a short amount of time, but rest is needed to repeat it. So there are some differences there in the two systems or styles of training. And now the next question is, which system are we using and how are we using it? So we're using our muscular system, clearly, but there are different fibers in the muscle. There are fast twitch muscle fibers and there are slow twitch muscle fibers. Each are used differently in the different styles of training. So slow twitch muscle fibers make up about 85% of the muscle, whereas fast twitch muscle fibers make up about 15%. Blood flows through the slow twitch, and the fast twitch muscle fibers use the circulation from the slow twitch muscle fibers. So that's a quick breakdown of how they work. And what the most important takeaway is, aerobic training plays to the slow twitch muscle fibers, which is the majority, so 85%. So although you might walk for an hour and you feel you can keep walking forever, you are playing to the majority of your muscle mass, therefore recovery and metabolism is boosted there. So you're going to be burning more fat at rest. Whereas fast twitch muscle fibers, again, 15% of the muscle. With anything that's explosive, it's awesome. You actually might even gain some muscle from it because you're breaking down the muscle tissue from a lot of reps, a lot of volume, or the explosiveness that comes from the movement. But again, you're playing to that 15%. So you're going to exert a lot of energy, but it's not going to boost your metabolism like the aerobic training would. So, answer to everything. This is hard for me to take in because I love anaerobic training, and I think it has to do with the outwardness of it. I feel like I love the feeling like I'm sweating and I'm dying and I'm gasping for air because it feels like my system is about to crash, which for whatever reason, I love that. But again, I would only be recruiting 15% of my muscle, and my metabolism would be better off if I actually channeled my inner mall walker and I walked at the mall for an hour. Crazy to think about, but you have to think about the systems and you have to think about metabolism. So yeah, there's benefits of both. Anaerobic training, obviously great if you want to walk on to your community flag football team and you want to channel whatever, trying to sprint and catch a football, or if you want to do any style of athletic training and say you hadn't done any strength training before and you're new to it and you want to put in some more anaerobic movements to build muscle with hypertrophy. Awesome. But again, if your goal is fat loss and you're looking to be shredded, the smarter approach, work smarter, not harder, is to train anaerobically. So you are still going to use your 15% of fast twitch muscle fibers with weightlifting. So weightlifting would apply more to anaerobic training because you have to recover and take rest breaks to perform it again. So you would have that foundation for your muscle health and your metabolism. But when you think cardio, okay, what do I do for cardio? The smarter option is to train aerobically because, again, it's going to play into metabolism and you're going to be burning more calories at rest. So outside of thinking about the anatomy and the systems, you have to think about food too. So which energy sources are going to be used for what style of training? And this is like what blows my mind because I love carbs and I love feeling like I'm dying. So I've been playing to this anaerobic side my whole life, whereas I should have slowed down, listened to my field of expertise, and focus more on aerobic training. So the way you eat it plays into how you train because different food sources are used for different types of energy. So this has to do with burning fat. So the anaerobic system, again, the minority, the 15% of your fast twitch muscle fibers use carbohydrates as its number one energy source, turned into insulin. So carbohydrates are quick. Again, they're in your system and your body uses them up really quick. Positives here is it's great for brain health. So it helps your brain function, and carbohydrates are good in a balanced diet. But if you think about it flip-flop, if you think about the training side of it and you're doing HIIT intervals, say you have been eating a balanced diet and you have been watching your calories and your carb intake, your system is going to use the carbohydrates as energy, not the fat. It's going to use the quick energy source. Whereas aerobic training, that again, what happens there is the fat molecule is so dense, it's able to stay in your body for a longer amount of time. So the more energy you have, the more you're able to burn. That's the idea there. And that's where if you bring in, let's just use an hour of walking, you're going to burn through that energy and almost use up that sugar source. So the carbohydrates are already gone because again, they're used for quick activity. And now you're starting to use the fat. So you're using the fat molecule that you're actually eating to give you energy, but beyond burning the carb that you ate too, now you're using fat stored in your body as an energy source. So it's almost like a lot of thinking there. You ate your carbs, so you had a banana and then you ate your fat, some peanut butter. You're like, okay, and I'm gonna go for a walk. Awesome. So you eat your banana, you feel great because you have quick energy spike. You also feel really full and energized because of that dense fat molecule in your body. And say you're 20 minutes into your walk and you're like, cool, I feel like I'm still good. Whereas if you only had the banana, you might be 20 minutes into your walk and you start getting the shakes again because you've already used up that carb source for energy. So back to the banana and the peanut butter, you're 20 minutes into your walk, you're feeling good. At 20 minutes, you still feel like you can keep going and going and going. So your body's already used that carb source. And now it's able to burn fat as the energy source. So it's kind of cool. It's you're unpeeling the layers of your food. So words anatomically, so knowing which systems you're recruiting, and then food-wise, what energy sources are going to be used for what style of training is huge. And it's also kind of like a mind fuck because again, anaerobic training, like I said, I love it because I feel like I'm dying, but I'm recruiting the sugar that I just put in my body and increased my calories with, and I am using the 15% of my muscle fibers. So at the end of the day, it's gonna feel like I'm super tired because again, I use a lot of energy, but I'm not working smart in the sense where my metabolism will burn more at rest and I'm not recruiting any fat for energy. So yeah, feeling like you're dying is great during a workout. I love it. Ego, awesome. Queen of the world. I just did a box jump. Cool. Gonna take some CrossFit. Cool. No, I love CrossFit. But you do have to think, again, if your goal is fat loss, you have to really understand which system's being recruited and how to eat for it. So, a little deep on cardio today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't call me, but you can leave me a message on Instagram and I'd be happy to answer. And I'd love to hear about what you're doing for your workouts and if you have any questions about your programming. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. Oh, yeah, I do want to tell you guys more. I've been talking a lot, so I'll try to wrap it up quick. The aerobic system has to do with hormones too. So the aerobic system puts your body at ease. And this is going to sound super woo-woo, but the style of training for cardio can also have an effect on cortisol and stress. So if you are aiming for fat loss, again, stress can make you gain weight because of hormones being released. And it's really hard to get rid of that weight. So this is another big factor in picking your style of cardio. With aerobic training, because it's a little less intense and you use the majority of your muscular system, it puts the body at ease. So it is almost like drinking like a glass of wine or taking a bath or getting a massage. There's less stress on the body and not necessarily the joints, which is also true, but more so your system. So we're thinking again internally, which is pretty cool. Whereas Anaerobic training, again, it's like, everything's stimulated, it's super intense. Opposite. So there's a lot of stress on the body in a way to where hormone wise, you're not putting the body at ease and cortisol could be released from it. Again, this is some research I've just been doing on my own and implementing into my own life. And there's a lot out there on the internet that is true and that is not true. And I've tried really hard, aside from all my education, to get this on point for you guys. So that was definitely a topic I forgot about because it's new to me and I wanted to share it with you. And it's so true. You have to play off of your body's energy levels, not in a woo-woo way, but in a fatigue way. So if you've trained super, super hard and you're trying to exert so much, your system is going to be stressed and you might be in a place where no fat is lost and you are plateauing. Even in a performance sense, you might not even be gaining strength just because your system is so stressed. And that's the whole point of adding recovery days to your workout. So yeah, all right, that's it. I hope you guys have a good Tuesday and I'll see you next week.